Hi Sagittarius, how are you? I hope you had a wonderful January so far, and I hope you got a lot of the things done that you wanted to get done. And I decided to do a reading in January. I love reading specifically because there's a major event happening on January 21st, which is a lunar eclipse that's happening in Leo. And there's also other planetary aspects that make this a very important one. And now with all of those planets, the way they're aligned, there's a big chance for a lot of things to reveal themselves. A lot of truths will come out, secrets will come out, you'll see people for their true self now. There's also a big potential for some relationships to dissolve, unfortunately, but also know that those are relationships that actually no longer serve you. So also like during this lunar eclipse, we're invited to purge things that no longer work for us, and that includes relationships as well. There will be also a very emotional time, especially for the water signs, but for the fire signs, the big challenge would be not to overreact and not to react to things that they hear, to things people do that they don't like. So yeah, I think one of the messages, astrological message, that is coming through for January, specifically around the lunar eclipse, is that to be patient and to really be open to whatever comes out, and you know, take a look at that and see how you feel about it. And if it's no longer in your best interest, purge that and let that go and be okay with it and accept it and move forward. As hard as that might be, but I think it's going to be in the best interest for you. Now, the other thing too, during lunar eclipses, especially this one, you'll get to see the benefits of whatever you started about 6 months ago or 3 months ago. All of that is going to come out now or around the lunar eclipse. And also the effects of the lunar eclipse might be felt for up to 3 months. So be aware of that. Okay, let me give a couple more shuffles and see what messages come through for you. I'll pull out 2 cards. I'm not going to do a full reading for this one. So we'll see. It depends on like how many cards I get, or I might pull some clarifiers. We'll see, but I'll definitely pull some oracle card decks. Cards. Okay. So we have the Knight of Chalices, which is really technically considered the Knight of Cups in reversed. I don't know if you can see. Okay. Then we have 4 of Wands. Okay. We have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, in reversed. So let's see. So we'll start with these two. We have the Knight of Chalices in reverse, and we have the 4 of Wands. Now, looking at these two, it's like almost like your knight in shining armor is really not the person that you thought it would be. I feel like, see how like she's on this image, she's just so waiting so patiently, and for him to come through as like all this like victorious, you know, male, like bringing her, you know, kind of like everything she wanted, and like the savior almost, like, but in here she's kind of like taking advantage of her. Now, this is also, you know, could mean that you might be having a really, really fun and passionate sex life this couple of weeks, upcoming weeks. But also like with the Knight of Cups in reversed, I feel like it's really about really seeing the person for who they really are and seeing your relationship for what it is. I feel like it's so easy to get wrapped up into the idea of who you want your partner to be or how you want them to be. But during this lunar eclipse, you'll actually get to see them for who they really are, for who she really is. There's some news that might come your way, and then it might come in a very unexpected way from people that you know, you might not know. And see how the fire is next to her? Like, it's almost like if she just takes one extra step, or like she moves just one bit, it's gonna burn her. So I think with these two cards, I think it's really, really gonna be a very important time for you to see the relationship you're in for what it really is, and do not shy from hearing anything that's negative, because sometimes we tend to, you know, just like look at the positives and then dismiss the negatives, but then at the end of the day they will catch up to you. But you would rather have that done earlier than later when you're too deep into it. Now with the next two cards, we have Seven of Pentacles, and then we have the Knife, which is really the King of Pentacles in reversed. Now King of Pentacles, it's usually about slow motion, somebody that's very structured. Now when it's in reversed, I feel it's like almost, and especially with this deck and the image that comes through in this deck, with the Seven of Pentacles, both being earth sign, I think there's a lot of earth going on, or you might be involved with somebody that's an earth, or you might be that might be something that's lacking, that structure and the base might be lacking in your relationship. I feel like it's a very passionate relationship, but it's based pretty much on just that. There's no real stability, there's no real foundation, and it's just mostly like you know, like with this particular card, it's like, yeah, you know, they did their deed, but then at the end of the day, and now they're like kind of, you know, relaxing. So yeah, I get from like these combinations, I really get that it's, for some of you, not for all of you, but for some of you, this is going to be, it could be actually too, because we have, when I look at these, the way they fall, we have a set of you that's going to be, that are involved with a water sign. It'd be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or you might have a lot of that in your own chart, that might see the relationships for who they are, and then it might see like the knight in shining armor as being really just borrowing somebody's armor, and not really, that's not theirs, so to speak. And then for others of you, it's almost going to be like with the Seven of Pentacles, it's, you know, the efforts that you put into your relationship, you'll come to see, and you'll come to see them soon. So that's because of the King of Pentacles. Again, it has like different interpretations, but with this combination, I feel like it's going to be something that's really soon. And especially with the lunar eclipse, and knowing that it's a time that it's going to be a lot of unexpected messages and news coming through, and events coming through your way, it will take you by surprise. In this context, I think this is what's going to be now. And then for others of you with the Seven of Pentacles and then the King of Pentacles in reversed, I think it's all like, maybe it's a time for you, especially for some of you that have been dating for a while and the same partner, it's going to be a really important time for you to sit down and then discuss what is the future of this relationship. What do you like? What do you want to achieve with it? Where you want to go from now? You know, like, what are we doing? Are we on the same page or not? You know, like, really think about, do we have a foundation? Do we not have a foundation? Is it something that's long-term, or is it just something, you know, like, oh, we had our fun and that's pretty much it? You know, I think it's going to be, for some of you, that will be a really, really important discussion that you'll have to have in the next couple of weeks. Now, let me pull some oracle cards and see what extra messages come through for you, Sagittarius. Okay. Retreat. And with this one, it's time to disconnect from the world. And let me pull another one and see. And trust. Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. I think with these two cards, and like what I said before, with a lot of truth coming out, a lot of the secrets coming out, you'll start seeing people in your relationships for what they are. It's going to be a really important time for you to really take a step back and not react, not like overreact as well, and then trust that whatever is happening is for your own benefit and for your own good and for your higher self, that is guiding you to live the best life that you can and to be in the best relationships that you can have, or the ones that are going to make you grow as a person and develop and learn the lessons that you need to learn in this lifetime. So I think, Sagittarius, for you this month, for some of you, it's going to be a really, really intense and very, very serious time. There's going to be major events where you're going to be, you know, like, either you're going to see your partner for who they really are, and you're going to like, and you're going to try, you know, you're going to separate, which I don't see separation from these cards, to be honest. Like, I don't see that. I don't see any breakups from this. All I see is, well, the biggest thing that I see, it's really be receptive to have a really serious conversation about the future of the relationship, about realizing, and then be honest with yourself if the relationship has a foundation or if it doesn't, and if it's something you want to pursue further, how do you build that foundation? You know, have those conversations. And also another thing that I have to mention during the lunar eclipse, especially with the lunar eclipses in general, there's going to be some miscommunication and some misunderstandings and some, like, you know, rubbing with some female colleagues, coworkers, and friends. So be careful about that, because it's a high chance of like miscommunication during this time, and that usually can take up, you know, last up to 3 months, like I said. And the effects can be felt right up 5 days before the lunar eclipse on January 21st, and 5 days after, like the really intense effects. So all that said, Sagittarius, I wish you a great rest of the month, and have trust and faith that whatever is going to happen in these next couple weeks, it's for your own good. Okay, I'll leave you with that, and I'll see you in February. Bye.